Dives real deep, going deep, Chad and JT.
We are coming to you live from downtown Los Angeles. The Going Deep with Chad and JT podcast. Dude, we are the most popular podcast in the Newport Beach area, as well as other coastal regions of Southern California. I'm here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom clap stokers.
And dude, we are transmitting live. Dude, do you remember Uncensored DVD Menus?
Bro.
You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
Okay, so for those of you, maybe the younger listeners who didn't see these growing up, so basically, let me just set the stage. Back in the day, early 2000s, if you wanted to see a pair of melons, aka tits, you had to either destroy the family computer on Kazaa, or you had to go on Real Sex on HBO and watch a bunch of weird shit till you got like one flash of a titty. Or Skinamax, if you were so lucky. You know, my parents, unfortunately, the gig was up. They're like, you cannot have Cinemax. I'm like, damn. And Cinemax is where some of the good stuff was. But you didn't really get like...
Hot Springs Hotel.
Yeah, dude. It's a good one. We watched that together. And so, a pair of boobies was hard to come by when we were young.
Scarce.
But then the Uncensored DVD menu came out. And that was, you know, for me, it was American Pie and Van Wilder. And on DVDs, there are menus. You could watch the movie, you could watch certain scenes, which chapter, bonus features, and in Van Wilder, they give you the option. They're like, do you want uncensored or censored? And I go, uncensored. And then I'd hit bonus features, of course, director's commentary. Boom. Pair of boobies just flashes in my face before I get to the director's comm. Did I set the stage well enough? Did I paint the painting?
Bro, profound. You brought me right back to being a youngster. Boobs were scarce. You had to fight with your fingernails to get them. I remember driving to Vegas with my boy Wes. His dad was driving, and they had a TV in the back, and we had American Pie 2 Uncensored with the extendo clip where the two lesbos go at it extra time, and you see the juggies for about 3 minutes. And we were back there just cranking, dude. And his dad had a sick Lincoln Navigator, and it was super nice to beat in. And his dad had no clue. Like, he was just driving Ken, nice guy, but like no peripheral vision. And me and Wes were just back there hammering. Yeah. And I probably cranked 3 loads before we got to the Mirage.
Whoa, dude. And there's nothing more sick than cranking, than just working your little dink in the back of a Suburban.
Bro, it was sick, dude. A nice SUV like that with good AC. I felt like a king.
Dude. And then, so I don't know about you, but back in the day, you know, we wanted to watch TV on a road trip. We had to bungee the TV set into the middle console. Is that what you guys did? Or did you have pop-down screens?
No, dude, he had it mounted and built into the center area.
Oh.
So it was a pretty solid situation.
Sick.
I would describe it as a column.
Dude. And you know what? It was so much more special seeing titties back then, because nowadays they're literally everywhere. Like, and if you're young, you can just go online and you can search boobies. They'll be in your face. They'll be like, oh, the safe search is on. And you're like, click. No, it's not. You could literally see them all day, every day. But when they're scarce, when there's scarcity to the melon, when there's scarcity to the nipple, and you see it, it's like a lightning bolt hits the tip of your penis.
Dude, it's like borderline 1848 America, where like your buddy would cruise over and he'd be like, dude, swordfish, you see Halle Berry's jugs. Oh. And I'd be like, I'm packing my bags and I'm moving there. Yeah. It was the gold rush. Yeah. Like, I need to see this ASAP. And then you got to swindle your folks into the investment where you're like, Mom, Dad, do you guys want to go see Swordfish? John Travolta's in it. And they're like, is it a good movie? And I'm like, I heard it's good. Lie. And then they're like, is there nudity in it? And I'm like, no. Lie. And then they take you, and then you're in the theater with your parents. They look over. You're already cranking. So you can finish when you see the jugs, a nice running start. And then, you know, they get pissed or whatever. And they're like, why are you always jacking off? And you're like, dude, I probably got a lifelong affliction, but I'm not going to call it out right now because we're just trying to have a breezy Thursday afternoon. Shit, dude. It's good times.
Dude, that just reminded me. Oh, fuck, dude. I had such a good thought, and then it just, like, flew away in my dome.
You have so much on your mind, though, bro.
Yeah, I mean, this is just bringing back so many memories of... Oh, yeah, okay, so Christmas 2003. I asked my mom for two things. One, Basic Instinct on DVD. Two, a telescope. And she's like, oh, are you into astronomy? And I was like, yeah, for sure, Mom. What she didn't know, dude, is that I would pause Basic Instinct on Sharon Stone's beaver scene. And you know how it's so brief, where you get a glimpse of the beav.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did is instead of setting the telescope up to learn about the cosmos, I set it up to get a huge focused snapshot into her cooter. And I gotta tell you, it looks good.
She was a dangerous woman in that flick.
And dude, when my mom caught me,
very dangerous.
my mom caught me with the telescope pressed against the TV and my pants down, and I was just cranking my little dode.
Dude.
Sick, dude.
That's fire, bro. You gotta get caught, dude.
Yeah, dude. And then my future stepdad, like, they just started dating, so he came over and I was just in the beanbag cranking with a telescope up to the TV. And she's like, this is my son. I'm like, what up, dude?
I was straight up, I was like, dude, pull up a beanbag. We got an extra beanbag in the back if you want to pull up next to me. And then he sat next to me and I just kept cranking. And I was like, you gonna crank too? He's like, no, probably not. I was like, Mom, this guy's a buster.
Yeah, bro.
Um,
Shout out the Uncensored DVD Menu.
Guys, they stole the election. And now people are just gonna take it, dude? No. I'm organizing. I sent out an evite, a massive protest. Beyond that, we're storming Erewhon.
Which one?
Venice. We're going in. We're buying $12 mushroom coffees. We're hitting the hot bar. And we're getting an entree with 2 sides. And then we're doing a massive perineum sunning outside in the parking lot. We're not going to take this lying on our towels. We're going to be lying on the street. See how they like it. So if you, like me, are pissed and you want to protest and you don't want to just be like, oh, it's all right, you can just mail in away our future, then come on out to Erewhon next week in Venice and let's show this city what we believe in.
That's right. Abbott Kinney's going to smell like shit.
There's going to be a lot of hot chicks coming.
Yeah.
A lot of smokes.
Oh, for real? Dude, I'm coming.
For sure, dude. I stacked the invite.
Oh, sick.
It's going to be like January 6th, but like more fun and like just like, dude, my one buddy who DJ'd at Coachella, he did the Sahara tent this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is he gonna DJ this?
Ghoster, he's coming. He's gonna DJ
sick.
it. A few buddies who produced on that movie Obsession said they're cruising.
Wow.
So it should be a very legit protest. Should be very fun. Not too intense, beachy vibes, but intense, because you can't just do this to us here. We care, even though we don't most of the time.
Dude, I've heard rumblings from mostly my boy Sneak, who he lives in Venice. He's like, dude, we're organizing. He's like, he told me about the Evite, and he's like, he's thinking about doing like afterwards, like streaking into City Hall.
That's a better idea. Dude, can I pivot with that idea?
Yeah.
Guys, they stole the election.
Guys, make sure you call the podcast, leave a voicemail. We want to talk to you. We want to hear what's going on, and we want to get you stoked again. make sure you call 323-418-2019. Leave a voicemail and let us know what's up.
Love you, dudes.
Dude, do you remember life before wanting to bone?
Whoa.
Life was incredible. Fudgesicles, Cartoon Network, Rugrats. The world was, we were in constant play. You just straight up euphoria. And then puberty hits. And you get installed with this new software where your whole being revolves around one thing: ass. And your brain goes on ass autopilot. And so everything you do, literally everything you do, becomes geared towards this objective of finding ass and, possibly touching, squeezing, or doing other things with ass. Every decision becomes strategic. Haircut, ass. Job, ass. Outfit, ass. Calling your parents, ass. You're not even living anymore. You're just running on ass software. Sometimes I just miss life before when I was free, when I wasn't in this mental prison of just being guided by my dink.
It's unbelievable. I've never even thought about how I've been hijacked. Like, dude, my MO is so ass that even when I take my car to the shop, the dude's like, do you want 4 new tires? And I'm like, if I say yes, could I potentially fuck this guy? I'm not gay, but I have to fuck everything. And he upsold me. I got massive credit card debt, but my car's running great.
And did you fuck?
I butt fucked the shit out of this, bro.
That brings us to our first sponsor, Derek's Tires. Derek is a really good dude. He sells tires off of La Cienega. He'll give you a good deal, and if you play your cards right, you could fuck. So use code GODEEP, 2 meanings there, at checkout to let them know we sent you.
Whoa.
Derek's Tires.
Dude.
Yeah?
Dude. This new Pope is unbelievable. I started checking out his stuff. He came out and said, war is bad. I was like, dude, whoa.
Crazy.
Then he said, AI is scary.
Whoa.
And then he said, it's not the worst thing in the world to be gay. And dude, it blew my mind. I was like, this guy, where do you find a genius like this? Like, there's dudes walking around who are that, like, groundbreaking in how they see the world.
Dude, the cojones on this Pope.
And just, dude, to make those connections. Like, to see the world through the fog. Like, I can't do it. I didn't know any of that shit. And to be fair, like, my cousin says stuff like that, but it doesn't resonate.
No, your cousin doesn't deliver it the way that Leo does.
He's got no robe. He's got no frock. And so it's just kind of flat. But like, dude, for someone in a robe to be saying things like that, like, just really just a game changer.
Dude, I mean, he's bringing human thinking to a whole other level, to like kind of like realize after World War II in Vietnam, and there's so many gruesome deaths and unnecessary collateral damage, and just we're still dealing with the consequences from that, and to like step outside of the box from everyone else and be like, guys, I think war is bad.
I don't know how he comes up with this stuff.
And to think like AI is scary. No one even thought about that. Like,
like, whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
Just, well, gotta bow to it.
Yeah.
I mean, what's he gonna say next? That, like, you know, throwing a baby off a building is incorrect?
I mean,
He's like, dude, he's like
he wouldn't say that.
He might, dude. He's very like outside the box. Like I heard he came out and said cheesecake's good, but if you eat too much of it, you'll get fat. I'm like, dude, what is this guy? I mean, how does he have time to be the Pope and study nutrition? Like, it's unbelievable, bro. Like, where is he? I don't know. I went to college for 7 years, got my bachelor's, but I've never, ever been able to put stuff together in that way.
Look how tan he is, too. He looks fantastic.
I think it's because he's from Chicago. Don't they love food or something like
They
that?
love
They
food.
do, yeah.
Yeah. I like Pope Leo too, by the way. I think it's crazy just how like easy it is if you're the Pope to like, for people to be like, well, dude, this guy's freaking amazing.
To just drop some knowledge.
Yeah. Like he's like, you got to regulate AI. And everyone's like, whoa, the motherfucking Pope.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, dude. Well,
The balls to say that.
yeah, my 13-year-old nephew thinks the same thing. I don't even have a nephew.
The ball, dude. The balls.
The
to say
ball,
that,
dude. The cojones.
Dude, is there anything sicker than busting fat air?
I mean, getting vertical. Everything's better when you're up there.
Just disrespecting gravity. I think that's how humans are supposed to exist, is just in the air, just fucking, busting a Christ air, saying what up to God. Just in there. And then I think like the fact that like most of the general pop does not bust fat air on the reg, I think that's the reason for all this strife.
Strife is the word. I mean, dude, even like Isaac Newton just like dropping the idea of gravity, It's like, would you have felt that way if you'd been able to catch air out of the pipe?
No. Yeah, I think it's pretty well known that Newton was a pretty sick skater. And I think
I was not aware of that. He could skate.
Oh, I mean, that's how he found gravity, right?
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, that dude was just freaking in Rome, just, skating the Vatican.
Dude, just shredding through there, dude.
I don't even know where he's from. Where's he from?
Dude, who knows? I mean, skaters travel all over the world.
Skated all across Europe. And dude, I remember the first time I asked a girl out, I was super nervous about it because, this is Tracy Huber. Like, this is not.
She's a babe.
Yeah, you don't just go out to her and say, "Hey, do you want to go out?" You have to like bust fat air in front of her.
Yeah.
So I was wearing soap shoes, did a sick grind off a pole, landed right in front of her, and check this, dude. Check this. Jumped off the pole, right? Grabbed both soap shoes in the air, just like this. Landed, and I was like, "What up, Tracy? Trying to go to homecoming this year?" And dude, she said no, but everyone was stoked on it.
That's the thing, dude. Is like, you still gotta like try. Cause like I asked like 7 girls to homecoming and they all said no, but each time I asked, it was a bigger ask. Like at first I just rolled up on Stephanie. I was like, "Do you want to go?" She was like, "Nah." I was like, "All right." So the next time I brought flowers, chocolates. Kelly said nah. By the time I got to the 7th time, I drove a bulldozer through her physics classroom. And I was like, "Tane, you need to freaking go with me." And, there was rubble and kids were like, inhaling all this like asbestos and whatnot. And I was like, I had my mask on. At first she was like, "What is going on?" I was like, "No, it's me. Like, go with me." And she's like, I have a boyfriend. I'm dating Tyler, that's senior. And I was like, where is he right now?
Yeah, dude, that was such a sick moment. And like when you freaking put a bulldozer through the classroom,
It was gnarly.
to ask a chick out, because we'd see on Laguna Beach, which tons of respect for, but they'd line up flowers and like, Trey would like longboard up, and be like, hey, do you want to go to prom? But you were taking heavy construction equipment and you were driving it through buildings to ask chicks.
It took me 3 months to learn how to drive it.
Dude, it was so sick.
I clamped our boy Clinton's head with it one time on accident while practicing.
Dude, yeah, he hasn't been the same.
No, he's a different guy now, but he's still stoked.
Yeah.
I feed him pudding and whatnot. But yeah, it didn't work out in that instance, but I picked up a skill set, which made my summers epic after that.
I mean, dude, the way you proposed to your now fiance is you put a wrecking ball through you put a wrecking ball through a Five Guys.
She goes to the same Five Guys every Wednesday to get food. And so I set this up for a couple months. And I had to steal the wrecking ball. I have a gun. I was like, get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And he was like, are you going to kill me? And I was like, nah, dude, it's for love. Dip. Don't call anybody though, because then I might have to. So he rolled out. And I just swung that thing around. And the hard part is like, you don't want to kill anybody. Because that would be a bummer and kind of kill the vibe. And I knew she was going to say yes in this instance. So I tried to just love tap it against the glass, but it didn't matter. It just kind of slow rolled through the whole Five Guys. Everybody hit the deck. I totally wiped out their fry machine. And, my soon-to-be wife, she came out. She's like, what? She's like, dust everywhere. And I had the 2 kids with me, and we were all sitting there. And I was like, will you marry me? And she didn't say yes right away. But when she realized, there's basically no escape because we have kids already, she just came around and was like, all right, I'll marry you. And I was like, that's what
Dude, I'm just crying because it's such a beautiful thing to do. Like, just take like her favorite eatery and put a wrecking ball.
I demolished it.
And it's like, babe, I'm going to come into your life like a wrecking ball of love.
I asked her, she's like, why did you do that? I was like, who else has done that for you? Which one of your exes would ever commandeer a wrecking ball and slam it through a Five Guys for you?
Dude, the fact that you tried to just love tap it through a window.
I tried to be gentle. Those things are hard to coordinate, dude. And I ended up, I destroyed the whole Five Guys. I still owe like $62 million on it. But that's all just numbers. I try not to stress.
I mean, I saw you were live streaming too.
Yeah, you want to capture it. The kids want to see it someday.
And you see the, you're like, all right, dudes, I'm just going to love tap this Five Guys. And then you see the ball just swing right through it.
Bash.
Just bash right through it. And your fiance comes out with like all the like through the rubble. She's like, what the fuck was that?
She was shocked. She people are always like, I knew you were going to do that. She had no idea.
And and then for her to come out of like the whole Five Guys rubble and just see you on one knee. Oh, it's so beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Guys, this podcast is brought to you by Home Chef, the best meal kit biz in the game. Guys, we all know how hectic life can be, how busy it can get. You gotta do taxes. You gotta sun your taint. You gotta pick out the right avocados. That takes a while. You gotta check to see if cantaloupe is right. That takes a while. But Home Chef makes prepping your meals easy with quality food, quality recipes, and they make it fun. I mean, it's the whole package. What is better than that? And you don't have to go to the grocery store. You know how brutal it is going to the grocery store? You drive there. There's people there. You have to check yourself out. If you don't want to wait in line, you have to look for all the, my fiance will give me recipes. I'm like, I don't even know where turmeric is. I don't even know what cumin is. But Home Chef takes care of all that because they have quality recipes and you don't have to overthink it. You don't have to do all this work. You just get good stuff. They've worked with chefs like Gordon Ramsay, Giada de Laurentiis, bringing restaurant quality recipes straight to your kitchen. I'm talking Chef's Culinary Collection, classic meal kits, express options, that's sick, and 30-minute meals to oven-ready trays and quick microwave lunches. There's even a dedicated family menu for easy 4 or 6 serving dinners. Guys, it's affordable too. That's the best part. It's affordable. In this economy, what more could you ask for? Home Chef, I'm so stoked on you guys. For a limited time, Home Chef is offering our listeners 50% off and free shipping for your first box, plus free dessert for life. Go to homechef.com/go deep. That's homechef.com/go deep for 50% off your first box and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/go deep. Must be an active subscriber to receive free dessert.
What's your baby of the week, dude?
My baby of the week, Amazon's Off Campus. Did I talk about this last week? I think you did. Fuck.
Have you seen that guy's like controversial?
Which one?
The main guy, Graham.
Garrett?
Yeah, Belmont.
What'd he do?
He does like a sexy dance to Kid Leroy
I
in
saw
the show.
Yeah.
And then him and Kid Leroy did like a little clip, and he has like good hip swivel, but he pulls up his shirt to reveal his sixer. And some people are saying it's ick.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably feeling himself a little.
100 P, dude. And they think he's front loading the sex too much, like he's thirsty.
Dude, that's one thing you can't be.
There's the get the photo down. Second row. There.
Oh, dude, does he even? I don't even see abs there.
It's just a nice stomach.
Dude, here's the thing.
Dude, lay it on.
You can't be thirsty nowadays. You cannot be thirsty. I mean, I know I talked about it earlier, dudes. We've got this, jizz. The jizz is literally like a parasite in our dome. It's controlling our noggins to make us just hone in on ass. But dude, you gotta learn how to spar with it a little bit. You gotta learn how to judo with it. Play jujitsu with the jizz. You can't just let it take over you, and especially if you're coming off a hot TV show, just start to be all thirsty. What you gotta do is just play it super cool. Act like you don't even have jizz.
That's always the move.
When you act like you don't have jizz, when you act like you're just like, I'm just living my life and I'm just chilling super hard.
I got no jizz. Then people are like, but wait, I want you to have jizz, and I want to figure out what your jizz situation is. And you're like, I mean, you can if you want. Yeah, you're almost like, dude, like my factory isn't producing jizz, but I'd love to hire you and see if you can go in there and get the machine started again.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like they're special, and then like they're like, you haven't filled out paperwork and stuff. Like you're like 1099 on this.
Yeah, dude. And that's the thing too, is like I think that's why like ladies, they're more into like dudes who are already taken, because the dudes who are taken are like, I'm just chilling, I'm living my life. My jizz belongs to someone else, and they're like, wait, I know, now I want that jizz. You just gotta act like you're, if you're single, do not be thirsty. Act like you're already wifed up and you're just living your life, just crushing it, just with your soap shoes, just grinding every freaking ledge in the city, and then clocking in at Home Depot. That will get your dick sucked.
Dude, yeah, that's the thing. The issue I see with modern American men is that they're chasing it too hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're posting about how good their life is. They're going out in the world. They're looking for chicks. But like you're saying, people, they want to chase you. You come after it like you want it so bad, people back off. If you really want to score a baddie, you got to pull back. I'm talking about be at home. Be playing Xbox. Get on the sticks, solo mission in COD, beat the game. Order Uber Eats. Just a fat grease wheel. Nosh on that all day. Don't shower. Who you preparing for? You're where you're supposed to be. If you want her, Have her come to you. How does she know where to find you? That's her problem. You're good. You're home. You don't need to go find her, dude. That's not going to work. She's going to come ring your doorbell, be like, hey, I was looking for a fine ass guy that lived in an apartment with a bunch of roommates. Are you Carl? Yeah, I'm Carl. She's like, can I come in and just hang out with you? Yeah, why not? I'm just doing my own thing. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you find her.
And then when she comes over, you put on headphones, you lock in on COD.
Yes.
Don't even talk to her.
Don't talk to her. Dudes are going to be like, oh, wait, so how did you find me? Where are you from? Nah, man. Right back in. Right back. She even tries to grab a slice of pizza. You smack her fucking hand. Did you pay for this? Did you pay for this prime pizza? If you're hungry, get your own.
Oh, dude.
That's being, I hate to say it because I know it's cliche, that's being alpha. But maybe you don't want that responsibility of being an alpha. Maybe you want to run around, going to bars, making money, acting like a beta cuck. Maybe she just randomly sends you an Xbox party invite.
Mm-hmm.
She's some sweet girl, Christian girl. Look at her gamer tag. Hot, busty, lick your balls. Oh, it seems okay. Click it. Hear her voice. Say, hey, I'm looking for a hot guy who can teach me how to drop bodies. Yeah, I'll help you out a little bit. The thing about coaching dudes on how to get ass is like you can lead a dog to water, but you can't teach it how to, find a chick. And all that, you can't teach that.
No.
But you can say you need to learn.
And the way you learn is by not learning.
Bro.
The way you learn how to crush puss is by just sitting on your couch and eating grilled cheese.
Bro, Sabi.
That's why my babe of the week is ass, dude.
Bro.
Just the butt.
Dude.
Just a nice caboose.
Bro, that's so fire. Because that's been.
How did I come up? Yeah.
Yeah.
How did I come up with ass?
Yeah.
Dude, I told you earlier I do jujitsu with that side of my brain that wants to bone all the time. But I can stand here confidently without a boner and say, look, my favorite thing in the world is ass. But I don't need it.
It's so much about not wanting it.
And that's like the cool thing you can do is like if someone's like, do you want this? You want this? You could be like, and I think the coolest thing you could say is, look, I love everything about that. I would tear that ass up, but I'm good.
It's like that Joseph Heller and Kurt Vonnegut story. Dude, my beef of the week? Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Larry David. Fuck Timothy Chalamet.
Whoa.
They cost the Knicks the dub.
Too much attention on them.
And the average ticket price for a seat was like 30 grand. A nosebleed was $5,000. With all due respect, they're not going to bring it the way Joey, Jose, or Ilya would. You need to get some real ass New Yorkers in the building. That's how you have a home court advantage. It's not like, oh, dude, who from the Capitol and the Hunger Games is going to bring that raucous energy that puts the fear of God into Wemby? That's not happening. It's almost like this, dude. You know that last fight in Gladiator where Maximus has so won over the crowd and swayed public opinion that Commodus is forced to engage him in combat just to reclaim the populace's respect? In our modern version in that N1, Maximus looks out at the crowd to win them over and he realizes, oh, all the regular people have been priced out. It's all elites because I became such a hot ticket. There's no crowd to even win over.
Dude, but I gotta give a shout. Dude, Timothy Chalamet put the Knicks on the map. Like, before Chalamet, did anyone even know who the Knicks were? Were there even any Knicks fans?
No.
Like, before Chalamet, I didn't even know that the Knicks were a team. I was like barely even following basketball, and then Timothy Chalamet comes in and he's like, hey, look, dudes, you know me as a prestigious actor from Marty Supreme and Dune and that other movie. But there's this team that I want you guys to know about called the Knicks. And I'm a huge fan of them. And I'm going to bring, my girl Kylie there. And we're just going to show you guys what this team is all about. And because of that, because of his enthusiasm for the team and putting them on the map like he's done, now they're in the championship.
100%, dude. Before Chalamet, the Knicks were like the Pelicans, bro. Mm-hmm. Like just another like kind of nobody franchise, to be real. And then he came, he brought that star power, and it's materializing on the court. Now they're hooping. Like, I don't think Brunson, I don't think OG, I don't think Bridges, I don't think Cat for sure are getting these buckets if Chalamet is not infusing them with his celebrity force.
And dude, that's something you just pointed out to me that I didn't even realize is like, I don't know anyone on the Knicks. I don't know any of the players' names.
That's not weird. They're not big stars.
But I know Timothy Chalamet.
He's a bigger star.
To me, Timothy Chalamet is the Knicks.
He minted them. Like, his presence, like, elevated them. Mm-hmm. That's like, when someone, like, huge is like, this is the next guy.
Yeah.
That's what makes it happen. And for Chalamet, he's the biggest force in basketball.
It's like Chalamet is James Cameron and the Knicks are his Leo DiCaprio.
Yes.
He's like, look, I want to take you guys on board my Titanic movie.
Exactly. It's the Titanic.
My beef of the week happened this morning. I'm over it now, but
You sound pissed.
at the time I was very pissed. Here's what happened. My usual morning routine, I wake up, get a cup of coffee, right? Nice and hot, put a little cream in it. This morning, I grabbed a cup of coffee and I spilled it on my leg. It's an instant diminishing stoke situation right away, right when you wake up. How do you overcome it? That's what you got to deal with. You put on some music, you get something that just takes you out of it. You clean it up, you make sure your leg isn't 3rd degree burned, and you fucking get back on your horse. So my beef of the week is spilled coffee in the morning.
That's fire.
That's a good beef, dude.
That's fire.
Dude, spilling coffee on your leg and it's hot. I remember at one time I spilled, like, all my coffee went into my cup holder. In the car.
Your whole existence just flashes before your eyes and you're like, am I ever going to get to be me again?
Dude, I got a beef.
Go.
I got a beef with Wizen, dude. Especially, like, Jake, you're talking, you guys all know me. I love coffee, I love Diet Coke, and I love to hydrate. Daddy's whipping his lizard out and let it rock in the toilet all day.
Do it in my mouth.
Okay.
Wait, I knocked us off course. What were you saying?
Which is, sorry. I'm whizzing all the time, but dude, it's so annoying. And the fact that like, you know, I like before I go to bed, I gotta whiz. When I wake up, I gotta whiz. My dog wakes me up. She's like, I gotta whiz. You know, there's just times in the day where you just gotta whiz. It's just, you're driving your car. What do you have to do? Whiz. Like, we don't think about it, but like, so much of our life is dictated by having to take a whiz.
We're always on the clock.
We're always on the clock, and it's like
we work for our piss.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I can make it 10 more miles. I can make it, you know, I think I can do it. No, I can't. I got to go pull off on the side of the road. It's literally stopping cars. You know, you're on an airplane. You can't get out of your seat. It just ruins your experience. Or let's say you're trying to fuck, but you got whiz in your dick. And then you're like, wait, babe, sorry to ruin the moment, but I gotta go pee.
I know.
And she's like ready to do a standing wheelbarrow. She's like hands up doing a handstand.
She's getting tired.
Yeah. And she's like waiting there, and I'm like, I gotta whiz, and she's just holding the handstand.
It's so tough, dude. And you're in the bathroom, you're so bricked up, you know, you could cut through concrete with this thing. And then you're like, come on, piss, because I want to get back to boning. But then your dong, you know, it's got two pipes and they're merging and they're blocking one another. And so you're kind of at a liquid deficit. You know, it's a total stymie. And it's one of the worst things that happens to me all the time.
Have to piss before you fuck?
During.
Oh yeah.
I'll be in there crushing, and then I'm like, I gotta piss. And I'll go in the bathroom, it doesn't come out because the jizz, you know, corrugated with it. And then I'm like, oh, dude. I'm like, hey, honey, it's corrugated. I'm gonna have to go in here and unwire this thing. That's a whole process.
Dude. Do you think Bonnie Blue is a demon?
I don't believe in Bonnie Blue.
Same.
Dude, I got a beef of the week. I see my buddy Tomlinson. I go up to him, I'm like, dude, what's up? How's your day been? He's like, dude, bad. My bidet broke. I'm like, dude, why didn't you call me?
It's good beef. All right, Jake, we got any calls?
What up, dudes? This is Bus Driver McGee. I've called in before. Saw you guys at the Ventura show. You guys were awesome.
What up, Bus Driver?
But I have an important question for you guys. My GF and I were debating the best fish tacos, and she brought up Rubio's, and I was like, I've never been to Rubio's. And then she was like, that's because you don't live in SoCal. And I was like, that's not true. I do. I live in the Central Coast, San Luis Obispo, and I think that is the most northern region of Southern California. And then, you know, we just got in this big debate about where does it end and where does it begin?
Dude, I mean, I love Bus Driver. He's a good guy. He's come to our shows. He wears good shirts, but dude, I mean, slow, it's in the name, dude. Central Coast. You're in Central California. That's not Southern, dude. I think Southern California starts at Santa Barbara.
Yeah, dude. You seem like a good guy, but we're from different places. And honestly, it's about respecting your own heritage and also respecting our ability to respect our heritage. Like what you're saying right now, saying that slow is SoCal, that's like a British person, like an English person, telling an Irish person that like they live in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like you guys oppressed us. You guys came down here, look at the numbers. You came into our county, you started saying hella. Started saying rude shit about Sublime. And the South doesn't forget. Now, I'm not saying it's going to get to a civil war. I don't want that.
And dude, on top of that, I mean, dude, no.
I got to walk it back, dude.
What?
I think I was just raised to hate on. I don't disagree with what you said, but I think I was raised with an anger towards a group of people I don't even really know. You know, when you grow up in the 949, they teach you, you know, if you see someone who says hella, it's hands. That's how I was raised. It's in my blood. But that doesn't mean it's right. And it's not right. So you are my brother. You're a northerner, you're a Yankee, but we're cut from the same earth. I prefer if you stay where you're at, but if you come down here, I'll get you a bowl of tortilla soup.
Next call.
Yo, my name's Jack, calling from HB. Going through a little bit of a quarter life crisis here. Just turned 25, so
Damn.
you know, getting there.
Damn,
And nothing too crazy, but probably something that a lot of people are going through. I have a pretty sweet job. I sell forklift batteries, chargers. Pretty sweet. Money's good. Company car. You know, can't complain. Bosses are pretty chill. But I find myself out in less desirable places these days. We're talking Bakersfield, Riverside, San Bernardino. Great places, but just not for me, you know? And also, you know, when I wake up, can't say that forklift batteries really fire me up, you know? So, I don't know, I kind of want to run away a little bit, go explore. Then, you know, you're sacrificing money, maybe a house down the road. But, yeah, I don't know. In a little bit of a quandary.
Dude, you said a lot of true things there. And then you said some untrue things that other people have made you believe in. You think a job and a house and maybe the family that comes with it is going to make you feel solid, but you're a searcher, you're an explorer. You weren't meant to be in one place. You were meant to be in all the places. I say sell all of your possessions. Get your passport. Get on a plane. Don't have a destination. Meet people. Use a new name. Move in ways you haven't moved before. There's nothing that says you can't start over. Act as if you've murdered an innocent person, and now you're on the run, and you have no choice but to never see any of the people you've ever known again. See if that makes you happier.
I love that, dude. I totally concur. And that brings us to our another ad. Julia's travel agency. She, travel agents are few and far between nowadays. But dude, if you want to get a trip going and you want to do it right, hit up Julia. She has an office in Tustin. Great little office. She's delightful. And she helped me lock in a Carnival cruise for the fiance and I. We're going to go down to Ensenada and back. And it's going to be sick. So use code GODEEP at checkout to let her know we sent you.
Like, really act as if you killed an innocent person. And every time you make love as if you're trying to forget the guilt of that action. like you're trying to erase it from your brain with just pure pleasure. Treat each carnal experience like an eraser. You did kill someone. You did. Now run. Why'd you do it?
Hey, what up? Name's Dan. We have an issue going on in our friend group right now, and I was hoping you boys could kind of help me like sort it out. We have kind of a schmoll in the group that we just recently have kind of just cut ties with. You know, we still have the group chat, but we like made a new one and stuff. You know, in the past, he's kind of been like, you know, schmolly, doing schmoll-oriented activities and like engaging in schmoll behavior. He's like DMing like girls on Discord real weird. He just got in trouble with the police, which is kind of like the final straw, I guess. It's kind of just like a weird dude, but my whole thing is like, we did it kind of abruptly. Been hanging out with this kid for like, I mean, my other friends have been hanging out with him longer, like 10 years. For me, it's like 6 or 7. What up? But just feels kind of like almost mean to kind of make it so abrupt, and everyone else insists it's not a responsibility, but at the same time, I don't want him to be like, you know, like bumming and stuff. So, I don't know. I'm just like, what are you guys' opinions? Have you ever like had to cut someone out? And like, how did you feel about that? Like, did you want it to be more gradual or like, you know, whatever? Also, like, what up? Chad, JT, is Strider there? Joe's Hog, what up? If you're there.
Dude, I mean, at first you're saying you cut ties with the schmoll. I was kind of like, I mean, if a schmoll, you know, if a schmoll's doing schmolly things like kind of like, you know, playing bag tag a little bit too much or wearing a beret to, you know, boys' night, you know.
Yeah, giving away the endings of like good books and stuff.
Yeah, then cutting ties over that seems a little harsh. The things you were talking about, being weird with women online and getting in trouble with the police, my mind immediately went to, oh, this guy's a pederast. Or a molester or a creep. Yeah. And what did Subway do when they found out about Jared? They cut ties. So you're basically doing what Subway did with Jared, which I think, has Subway been the same since? No. But I don't think that's because they cut ties with Jared. I think they did the right move there. I don't even know why I was... Yeah, basically do what Subway did. And if this guy's getting in trouble with police and being a creep and just, you know, taking his wiener out in public, yeah, I think that's cool to cut ties. What do you think?
Dude, it's so hard to be hard on people. But sometimes you got to be harsh to preserve your quality of life. And, you know, someone doesn't even have to be a capital C criminal to be detrimental to that. And so what I always do is, even if they seem like a well-intentioned person, if a friend is no longer serving where I want to go in life, I just imagine that they're a sex offender. I just say, you know what? Bill is a sex offender. It's too grisly. I can't have him in my life. And if I stay in that headspace, I can make progress in my own life, unfortunately without them. But that's what's better for me and, you know, by extension, my family and the people I want to keep in my life. And I'll be honest with them. If they call me up and they say, JT, where'd you go? I say, you are a sex offender. You know what you did. And they're like, dude, I'm not. And I'm like, yes, you are. Now either own it or we can't be friends. And that's the critical moment. If they can acknowledge to me that they are a sex offender, I will actually let them back in my life because I know that they're willing to do the work to repair it. But if they won't acknowledge they're a sex offender, they stay gone. And that's just the way I got to operate, dude. But you got to be honest with them.
Jake, where are we at?
Sup? How do I quit porn?
It's a good one, dude. Obviously, I've had my struggles with it. I'm not quit right now. But the best luck I ever had was I just watched all of it one week. And there was nothing left to watch. You know, how do you stop watching The Sopranos? Watch it, and then you'll be over it for a while. So I just watched all of it in 1 week, and then I was good for a couple years. But then they made new stuff, and I wanted to check that out.
I think that's a good move. I think if I'm being truly honest, I think quitting pornography for most men is one of the more difficult things you can do. JT referenced it as having a crack pipe in your pants.
Yep.
That you're attached to.
That I suck every day.
That you suck every day. And so I think what you should do is get in trouble with the law in pornography. I think you should go to a public place, maybe the state fair, maybe In-N-Out Burger, put on porn and just start cranking your hog in public until the police come, and then you're court ordered not to watch it.
Raise the stakes.
Yeah, I think if you have the state breathing down your neck, you'll think twice before logging on.
How bad do you want it, brother? Do you really want to stop cranking? Well, then you know what you got to do. Call the sting operation on yourself. You call the cops. You say, there's some freaky deaky motherfucker at MacArthur Park and he's cranking on himself. And then you hang up the phone. They show up. They bring the guns. They got the battering ram. You fight a little bit, but not too much. Yeah. You know, and I will say, you can go to meetings. You can get a blocker on your computer. And the best thing you can do, smart feet. Don't be home. Be out in the world. Keep it moving. You only go home to sleep. You do that for a couple weeks. It'll be in the rear view. You'll be right as rain, brother.